Welcome everyone to the next episode of Vienna Special. In today's edition, you'll learn about Riding Dinner, the one and only company that combines Viennese tradition with culinary art. I'm standing here next to one of the founders of Riding Dinner, Marco Poland. Let me start by thanking you for finding time for this interview. Thank you so much. And at the beginning, for all those who don't know, how do you explain what the concept of Riding Dinner, what Riding Dinner is about, basically?
So Riding Dinner, as you already mentioned, is the one and only company in the world which combines the culinary arts of the city together with one of the most traditional sightseeing options, the horse carriages. And so we invented a concept where we have our own table built in the horse carriage, and then we go, for example, from restaurant to restaurant and always serve different courses, foods, drinks, and yeah, so we combine all these together, and the entire experience is always guided by a private butler service, which is joining the ride next to the coachman and taking care of the guests together with the coachman.
Alright. And during the tour, do guests get to stop at preferred locations? Let's say they want to get food from specific restaurant, or just like to take a picture, or you always follow on certain established routes?
Actually, we have certain packages and certain routes you can book, and therefore we always work with the same restaurants together. But of course, if the guest wants to do an individual experience which is not on the website or something like that, we also do that. For example, we also ride from the inner city to Schönbrunn with some catering and some nice stuff. It always depends on the personal wishes of the guests.
You just mentioned about the packages, and so what are the different packages actually, tours that guests get to choose from?
So basically our two top sellers, you could say, is some sparkling sightseeing, so that's a 40 minutes ride through the inner city. Therefore we serve some nice delicacies from the zum Schwarzen Kamel, like small Viennese breads and also some Viennese sweets with a bottle of sparkling wine. So that's without a real stop in between, just only a few stops for taking some nice pictures. And then we also have a full three-course menu where we first serve an aperitif at the Schwarze Kamel at the restaurant, and then we go on to the carriage and start with our three-course menu, and then we ride from restaurant to restaurant, and always in front of the restaurant the meal gets served into the carriage.
Actually, another question that I had in mind is whether Riding Dinner owns the horse carriages, and you limit it to a maximum number of guests you can take at one time, or depending on the number of orders that you get, you approach the fiacre companies to rent a specific number of horse carriages for an occasion.
That's more the second way you just mentioned. We do not own any horse carriages by ourselves. We work with a horse carriage company. We are actually here at the stables of the horse carriage company that we are working with, and we can provide the maximum number of 15 horse carriages with our tables and with our service.
So actually, any horse carriers can be equipped with custom-made tables.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the very big challenge when we came up with the idea to build it that way that it fits into every single carriage, because of course there are different types of carriages, but somehow we managed it that it's now possible.
Okay. I see. I know that you previously worked in some of the best 5-star hotels of the world, and the question is, what motivated you to quit your job and start your own business? And how much different what you're doing right now from what you have been doing before?
I would say in general the work we do now is not very different because we still operate on a very high level of quality, and also of course our prices are in the same range, so the guests are not very different. But of course we have not worked with horses before and with those circumstances, so it was also very new for us to find the ways how we can arrange everything and how we can set up everything. What was the first part of the question?
What motivated you? What was your motivation
yes,
to quit it? Yeah.
The motivation to quit the job was basically regret. Regret in terms of that you have a chance now and you are about to let it slip away. So the motivation was just this adventure, going on this adventure, making something that you wouldn't have thought about yourself. So discovering other sides of yourself and other chances. And I mean, you really need to do it, because otherwise you will not make these special experiences, also for your personality.
Did you have any people like who were telling you like what you're doing, like question your decision to?
Absolutely. We had a lot of doubters. There were some people who did not believe in this idea, even though actually my own parents first, they were of the opinion that it's not gonna work. But you know, as soon as they realized how much work we were putting into this and how strongly we believed in this idea, the mind changed, and now basically everybody has an eye on us, and everybody keeps track on us and says that it was a very good idea. So now it's still very opposite.
I see. Next question is, what was the most memorable experience or highlight at work at Riding Dinner?
That's really hard to say.
Yeah.
We have a lot of very unique rides. For example, every single wedding proposal that we have on the horse carriage is very special for us, because all of them are very different. For us, it's most important, or for me, it's most important that you can see the joy that people feel, and that they really experience this. And that's the most special thing, when you have the guests getting out of the carriage and they say it was an unbelievable experience. That's basically the most beautiful moments we can experience.
Regarding the guests, where do most of your guests come from?
Was very surprising for us in 2017, so in our first business year. We realized that 69% of all of our guests were local people.
Oh, okay.
So from Vienna. The feedback of them was they now have a reason to go on a horse carriage ride, because before it was too boring and too touristy for them. Okay. And yeah, now we can experience a little shift in this. We are going more international now in our second year, but it's still 60% of our guests are locals.
Right. I know that you recently expanded over to Salzburg. Why did you choose exactly this city, and do you have any other perspective ideas about how to develop in the next years?
Salzburg, it basically just happened to us. It was not planned to be there already last year, and we got a call from the horse carriage providers in Salzburg, and they said, you are doing this great dinner in the horse carriage in Vienna. Can we also do this in Salzburg? And then we quickly made up our mind, because it was on our plans, but for 2019. Okay. So we just took the chance and basically made it. Salzburg is also a very attractive city when it comes to tourism. Yeah. And also the second largest city in Austria when it comes to horse carriages. So that was basically the reason why this is a very good destination as well.
the second part of the question was that other perspective ideas about how to develop.
We do have many other ideas, because I think once you are into this self-employment and business thing, and once you have realized the first idea, the first concept, you also get more confident in yourself that you can also realize other concepts or ideas. We have recently started kind of a second company of us where we also offer culinary tours, but different tours, walking tours to secret and hidden places. And of course there's also many more ideas which we are about to realize.
Okay. You are the CEO of Ride and Dinner. What would be your message to people who still hesitate about opening their own business, or if they're just doing their first steps?
I think one of the most problems here is that people are thinking too much. People are thinking more about the negative side and not about the positive side. Of course there comes a risk with doing this step, but I can only recommend it to everybody. And if you don't feel strong enough yourself, try to find the right partner who accompanies your weaknesses, and together you can be strong, and together you can reach fantastic things. And so this happened to me. I personally would have never thought to be self-employed, to own my own business, but I just found the right partner who encouraged me. So we did this together, and now I'm personally going through a very beautiful process. My character has built so much within the last 2 years of doing this, and I can only recommend you this, because you will learn so many things that you simply cannot learn in a regular company.
Now I have a quick round, brief questions, short answers. What's your most favorite Austrian meal?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Galloping or taking a ride?
Taking a ride.
Taking a ride. What team did you support on World Cup? If you watched it.
Actually, I was for France all the time.
Okay.
But I actually wished for Croatia, because they have never been to the World Cup final before.
How many stars should Ride and Dinner have on Michelin Guide?
All of them.
All of them. Kanye West or Drake?
Kanye West or Drake? None of them. I would say Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, okay. BMW, M2 or Fiacre?
Clearly Fiacre.
Alright. Thank you so much for this interview. I wish you good luck in reaching the top of your game.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.